Most seniors eat these every week and have no idea how much they hurt their joints and muscles. Bananas. They're soft, convenient, and often one of the first fruits we turn to. But for older adults, bananas can do more harm than good, especially when eaten alone. They're packed with sugar and very little fiber. When you eat one, especially on an empty stomach, that sugar rushes straight into your system. At our age, the body doesn't handle those spikes the way it used to. You may feel a quick burst of energy, but it's followed by a hard crash. And over time, those constant up and down swings can lead to inflammation that wears on your joints and weakens your muscles. If your legs have been feeling heavy lately, if getting out of a chair takes more effort than before, the sugar in fruits like bananas may be playing a part. Not because bananas are bad, but because they're unbalanced. To fix this, pair half a banana with a protein like a boiled egg or a spoonful of peanut butter. That slows the sugar down and helps your body process it more gently, keeping your legs stronger and more stable. Then there's watermelon. Refreshing, light, full of water, but also full of fast-acting sugar. Watermelon breaks down in the body almost instantly, giving you a rush that's followed by a drop. No fiber, no protein, no lasting power. And when your blood sugar drops fast, your muscles pay the price. That drop can make your legs feel weak, unstable, or shaky, especially if watermelon is eaten as a snack on its own. Think of it like this. Watermelon is a sugar flood without brakes. In your 20s, you could ride it out. In your 60s or 70s, that ride can take a toll on your energy and your joints. If you love watermelon, keep it small. A few bites, eaten with lunch, not alone. Let it be a side dish, not the whole show. Now, oranges. They're bright, sweet, and full of vitamin C. But they're also acidic, and that acidity can cause hidden inflammation, especially in joints that are already a little stiff or sore. Citrus fruits don't affect everyone the same way, but if you notice joint discomfort after eating oranges or drinking orange juice, it's worth paying attention. Orange juice in particular is one to watch. It might look like a healthy start to your morning, but one glass is loaded with sugar and has none of the fiber that helps slow it down. You're basically drinking sweet acid, and that combination can irritate your joints, upset your stomach, and leave you feeling more tired than refreshed. Switch to the whole fruit instead of the juice. And if you already have joint issues or acid reflux, try spacing citrus away from your other meals. Listen to how your body reacts afterward. Your body always tells the truth. You just have to be willing to hear it. Then there are grapes. Easy to snack on, easy to overeat. You grab a handful, then another, and suddenly you've eaten 30 without thinking about it. And that's a problem, because grapes are very high in sugar for their size. Just a cup has nearly 23 grams. That's almost as much as a can of soda. This kind of sugar, especially when eaten without balance, triggers inflammation that affects your muscles over time. Legs start to feel slower, recovery takes longer after activity, and you might feel achy even on days you haven't done much. That's not just age, that's your food working against your strength. Grapes do have antioxidants, and in small portions, they can still be a smart choice. But treat them like you would candy, not a handful here, and they're all day long. Set aside a small bowl. Eat them after a meal, not before. And never on an empty stomach. That one change can help protect your muscle recovery and energy throughout the day. If you've been eating these fruits regularly and you've noticed more fatigue, joint stiffness, or muscle soreness than usual, this might be why. Not because the fruits are toxic, but because, at our age, how we eat matters just as much as what we eat. You don't need to cut them out completely. You just need to be smart about timing, portion, and what you combine them with. Protein and healthy fat help buffer the sugar. Fiber slows the digestion. And eating fruit after meals, not on an empty stomach, can prevent the crashes that lead to tired legs and aching joints. As you get older, muscle maintenance becomes more important. And the small things, like when and how you eat fruit, start to add up. That's why understanding how these common fruits affect your body now can be a game changer. Your muscles, especially in your legs, need steady support. Sudden sugar hits from even natural sources make their job harder. That can mean slower recovery, more soreness, and even higher fall risk if balance and strength start to decline. But once you know better, you can adjust. You can feel stronger again. Just a few smart swaps can support your legs and help you stay mobile and independent longer. In a moment, we'll explore what actually builds leg strength after 60, the foods and habits that support joint health and steady muscles. By now, you know which fruits can slow you down. But just as important is knowing what helps you stay strong, especially in your legs. Because here's the truth. After 60, your body wants to keep its strength. It just needs the right support. And that support starts with what you eat every single day. Let's begin with a small but powerful shift: protein at every meal. Not just once a day. Not just at dinner. Your muscles need a steady supply. Think of protein like the bricks in a house. Without enough bricks, you can't build or repair what's broken. Many seniors eat far less protein than they need. That slows down recovery, weakens muscle fibers, and over time, leads to fatigue and imbalance. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, chicken, tofu, pick what you enjoy, but include some at every meal. And don't forget breakfast. That's often when most people skip protein and load up on sugar instead, like cereal, toast, or fruit. Flip that around. A simple breakfast of eggs and sautéed greens, or plain yogurt with walnuts, can do more for your legs than any supplement. Next comes hydration. But not just any hydration, electrolyte balance. Muscles don't work well when they're dry. And plain water isn't always enough, especially if you're taking medications that deplete minerals like potassium or magnesium. Instead of sugary sports drinks, try coconut water or a pinch of sea salt with lemon in your regular water. Even better, eat hydrating foods that also give you minerals, like cucumbers, spinach, or a small slice of avocado. These don't just quench your thirst, they feed your cells. Now let's talk movement. No, you don't need a gym. And you don't need to jog. But your legs need to move every day. Even gentle movement signals your muscles to stay active. It tells your bones to stay dense. And it helps keep your joints flexible. A short walk after meals. 5 minutes of leg lifts while watching TV. Gentle squats by the kitchen counter. These small movements add up faster than you think. And they tell your muscles, hey, we're still needed here. Balance exercises are even better. Standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Walking heel to toe in a straight line. These build the small stabilizing muscles in your legs and hips that protect you from falls. And here's the good news. They improve quickly with just a little practice. But food and movement aren't the whole picture. There's another piece many seniors miss: rest and recovery. Your muscles grow when you rest, not when you're using them. And that rest needs to be high quality. Poor sleep, too much stress, or skipping meals can all interrupt your body's natural repair process. So take sleep seriously. Wind down before bed. Keep the room dark and quiet. Avoid eating sugary fruits late at night, which can disrupt your sleep cycle and leave your legs feeling tired in the morning. Another tip: get a little sunlight in the morning. Even 10 minutes helps reset your internal clock, boosting both sleep quality and muscle recovery. Vitamin D from sunlight also supports your bones, and bones and muscles work together to keep you steady. Let's talk about circulation too. Good blood flow is the delivery system for everything your muscles need. Oxygen, nutrients, immune support, it all travels through your veins. And if circulation slows, your legs feel it first. If you've ever noticed cold feet, numbness, or swelling in your lower legs, that's a sign your circulation may need a boost. Foods like beets, berries, leafy greens, and even a small square of dark chocolate can help. So can movement, massage, and compression socks if needed. But don't just treat the symptom. Improve the flow. That's what gives your muscles the tools they need to stay strong. And let's not forget the role of inflammation. Low-grade inflammation from stress, poor sleep, sugar, or certain foods can interfere with muscle repair. It's like trying to build a house during a storm. The tools are there, but they can't be used properly. That's why managing stress matters. That's why sugar control matters. That's why the food choices we talked about earlier, like balancing fruit with protein, make such a difference. Here's a gentle reminder. None of this has to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Small shifts. That's the path. A bit more protein here. A little more movement there. Watching how your body reacts. Giving your muscles what they need, when they need it. And remember this, age isn't the enemy. Inactivity is. Poor habits are. But those are things you can change. And the payoff? Stronger legs. More confidence. Fewer falls. More independence. It's not about giving up the foods you love. It's about understanding how they work in your body now and adjusting in ways that support your strength, not chip away at it. You've already taken the first step by learning. Now, let's keep building. In the next part, we'll talk about the biggest myths about fruit and muscle loss, and why some of the most common health advice might not apply after 60. By now, you've seen how fruit affects leg strength and what habits help restore it. But there are still a few big myths floating around, and they confuse a lot of people, especially older adults trying to eat healthy. So let's clear a few things up. First, the idea that natural sugar is harmless just because it comes from fruit. That's a common one. But sugar is sugar, whether it's from a candy bar or a banana. Now, fruit does come with more nutrients. Vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. That's true. But your body still has to process that sugar. And after 60, your ability to do that smoothly changes. You might notice more fatigue after a fruit-heavy breakfast, or more muscle soreness after a big fruit smoothie. That's not in your head. It's your body telling you it needs a different approach. Balanced blood sugar means steady energy, and steady energy supports stronger legs. Another myth is that more fruit equals more health. That was the old advice. Eat your 5 a day, they said. But what matters now is which 5 and how you eat them. Some fruits, like berries, are lower in sugar and higher in fiber. They're gentler on your system. Others, like tropical fruits, mangoes, pineapples, and even those bananas we talked about, can spike your sugar quickly. If you eat a lot of them without anything else, you may feel the effects in your joints and legs. You don't need to stop eating fruit, but you do need to eat it in a way that works with your body now. That means pairing fruit with a source of protein or fat, avoiding fruit-only meals or snacks, paying attention to how your body feels after you eat. Another myth? That leg weakness is just part of aging. That's one of the most dangerous ones out there, because it makes people give up. It makes them accept soreness, stiffness, and slow steps as normal. But here's the truth. Age may slow things down, but it doesn't take your strength unless you let it. In fact, studies show that people in their 70s and 80s can rebuild muscle, and that includes leg muscles. What holds people back isn't their age, it's the lack of support. A diet too low in protein, too many sugary snacks, not enough movement, not enough rest. Once those things shift, strength starts to come back. Slowly, yes, but surely. And it's not just about walking easier. Stronger legs mean fewer falls, less joint pain, better balance, more independence. That's the real reward. Let's take a step back for a second. Think about the last few weeks. Have you felt more tired after walking? Do your knees or hips ache after standing for a while? Have stairs become something you avoid? If so, your muscles are trying to tell you something. They're not giving up. They're asking for better fuel, smarter movement, a little support. And here's the best part. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. Swap out the juice for water. Add eggs to your breakfast. Take a short walk after lunch. Stretch before bed. Every little thing helps. If you've been eating a lot of high-sugar fruits thinking they're helping, now you know. And you can pivot. You can adjust. That's how progress happens. And remember, no one taught us this stuff when we were younger. We were told fruit was always good. That soreness was normal. That slowing down meant aging. But now we know better. We know that the right nutrients, the right habits, and just a bit of intention can make a big difference. Not overnight, but over weeks and months, your body starts to respond. You feel lighter. Your legs move faster. Your balance steadies. You trust your steps again. That's what's possible when you understand what's working for you and what's working against you. So if you've made it this far, take a moment and give yourself credit. You're doing what most people never do. You're learning. You're thinking. You're making smarter choices for your body and your future. And if you found this helpful, if any of it rang true, go ahead and like this video. Share it with a friend who's been feeling a little unsteady or sore lately. It might be just the nudge they need. And here's one last thing to hold on to. Your strength isn't gone. It's just been buried a little under the habits of modern life. But it's still there, waiting for you to wake it back up. And now, you know how. Take care of those legs. They've carried you through a lot. With the right support, they'll keep carrying you, stronger than ever.